Hello everyone, this is Engineer Selassie from Halo Academy and Brain Boosters, and today I came up with another video. This is chapter 22 of operating systems, 3 easy pieces, Remzi and Andrea book. And in this chapter we are going to see a swapping policy, and this presentation will help you to understand more about operating systems, and I really encourage you to read the book, and let's get into it. So the first concept, beyond physical memory, we have policies, and memory pressure forces the operating system to start page out page to make room for actively used page, because as we know, we have RAM. The RAM is around 8 GB. So if the processor needs more space, or when the processor wants some bytes or processes from the RAM, then we have the memory should be pressured to page out some of the unnecessary parts, and processes, and it will load the process which is actively used. Deciding which page to evict is encapsulated within the replacement policy of the operating system. So we have a lot of policies which should be swapped, and which should be evicted, and which should be inserted into the RAM. Everything is under the policy of the operating system. So cache management, goal in picking a replacement policy for this cache is to minimize the number of cache miss, because when the processor needs some process in the RAM, in the primary memory, then if it doesn't find it, then we call it cache miss. The number of cache hits and miss, let us calculate the average memory access time. So average memory access time, this is a formula. So average memory access time is P hit plus Tm plus P miss times Td, and arguments and the meaning is here. Tm means the cost of accessing memory, Td means the cost of accessing disk, and T hit means the probability of finding the data item in the cache. This is hit. P miss means the probability of not finding the data in the cache. This is miss. So if you use this formula, you can find average memory access time. And optimal, now let's see the policies. The optimal replacement policy leads to the fewest number of miss overall. So this is an excellent policy. So this leads a fewer number of misses overall, replaces the page that will be accessed furthest in the future, and resulting in the fewest possible cache misses. So the optimal replacement policy is recommended. Serve only as a comparison point to know how close we are to perfect. So this optimal replacement policy, we use it as a standard. So let's see, tracing the optimal policy. What we are going to do, let's say this is the reference row. So we are referencing in the primary memory, and these are 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 3, 0, 3, 1, 2, 1. This is the sequence which the processor needs, and which one required by the processor in the near future. Now we have the page frame number. As you can see, let's say we have 3 pages, 3 frames. So we have 0, 1, 2. So let's say this is access. First 0, there is no 0 here, it's empty, so it is a miss, and the resulting cache state will be 0. 0 will be here. And 1, it is a miss, there is no 1. Then 0 and 1 will be here. Again 2, this is a miss. So 0, 1, 2 will be the resulting cache state. Now 0 is a hit, so we have hit, there is no problem, 0, 1, 2. 1 is required by the processor, then it is a hit because it is in the frame, 0, 1, 2. Now 3 is not in our frame. So what it does is, it is a miss. So what it does is, it will took 2, okay, this is tracing the optimal policy, then it will replace by 3. So now we have 0, 1, 3. Again 0 is here, it is hit, 0, 1, 3 will continue. 3, it is a hit because we have 3 here, 0, 1, 3 will continue. 1, it is a hit because we have 1 here, 0, 1, 3. Then 2 comes. Again when 2 comes, it is a miss, okay, it is a miss. And what it does is, it will swap 3 and it will put 2, 0, 1, 2. Then 1, then it is hit, 0, 1, 2 will be the state. So the resulting cache is, this is which one required by the processor in the near future. That is the idea, okay, that is the idea. If it is required, though, it's good. If it is not required, then it will be swapped. So as this is how it works, okay, this is how it works. So until here you have seen. So 0, 3, 1, 2, 1, that is how it works. So hit rate is hits over hit plus misses. So how many hit we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 divided by 11, 54.6. This is future is not known, but 54.6% this system, the optimal policy give us, okay, the least, the good 54.6%. So when we reach here, y2 is swapped out because it's not needed in the near future, because when we are 3 here, 0, 3, 1, 2, so 2 is far, that's why 2 is changing. I hope you get the idea. A simple policy, then from the optimal, let's go to a simple policy. FIFO. FIFO means first in, first out. It's very simple. Page were placed in a queue when they entered the system. When they came in the system, they will be placed in the queue. So the first in should be replaced, okay. When a replacement occurs, the page on the tail of the queue, the first in page is evicted. It is simple to implement, but can't determine the importance of blocks. So let's see. This is the tracing the first in FIFO policy, okay. First in, first out. So as usual, we have 3 frames. So let's say 0 is a miss because there is no 0 here, then the resulting cache will be 0 will be here. 1, it is a miss because we don't have 1, so 1 will be here. 2, it is a miss because there is no 2, then 2 will be here. So 0, 1, 2 will be the state of the resulting cache. Then 0, it is a hit because we have 1, it is a hit because we have 3, it is a miss. Then according to FIFO, which one is the first? 0. So 0 will be replaced and 1, 2, 3 will be the resulting cache state. Then 0, it is a miss. Then which one is the second? There is the first in 1. So 1 will be changed and 2, 3, 0 will be the state. 3, it is a hit, 2, 3, 0. 1, it is a miss, then 3, 0, 1, because 2 will be the first. So 2 it is a miss, then 3 will be replaced 0 1 2, then 1 it is a hit 0 1 2. So if you see hit rate, how many hit we have? 1 2 3 4. Okay, 1 2 3 4. So 4 divided by 11, 36.4%. This is even though page 0 had been accessed a number of times, FIFO still swap it out. So this is the policy of FIFO. So bloodless anomaly, okay, this is a concept we have to know. What it says is we would expect the cache hit rate to increase when the cache gets larger, but in this case with FIFO it gets worse. What does it mean? When we have the cache, the frame number gets lowered, so the hit rate is expected to grow. As you can see, page fault count and page frame count. So when the page frame increase, we expect that the page fault should be decreased. Yeah, so the cache hit should be increased. But here, as you can see, from 3, when the page frame is 3, when we go to 4, the page fault count was increasing, which was unexpected. So the bloodless anomaly means this is a case. Despite our expectation, the cache hit rate to increase, but it decreases. So the page fault was increased. So despite the expectation of decreasing the page fault with the increase of page frame, but in this case bloodless anomaly, we see an increase of page fault. That is a scenario. Another simple policy, we have random. Okay, picks a random page to replace under memory pressure. Okay, so it doesn't really try to be too intelligent in picking which block to evict. Random does depends entirely upon how lucky random gets in its choice. So this is just random. Let's see how it works. We have PFN, the page frame number 0 1 2. So we have the access here. 0 it is miss, so 0 will be here. 1 it is miss, then 0 and 1 will be here. 2 it is a miss, so 0 1 2 is here. Then 0 it is a hit because we have 0, and 1 it is a hit we have here. 3 it is a miss, so 0 will be replaced by 3 1 2 3. Then 0 it is a miss, then 1 will be replaced 2 3 0. Then 3 it is a hit, 1 is a miss, so 3 will be changed 2 0 1. 2 it is a hit 2 0 1. 1 is a hit 2 0 1. So hit rate is hit over hit plus misses. So how many hits? 1 2 3 4 5. So 5 over 11, 45.45. So that is how it does, how it works. This is random. So random performance, sometimes random is as good as optimal. Okay, why? Achieving 6 hits on the example trace. If we continue random performance over 10,000 trials, we found around number of hits around 6, just like what optimal gave us. So sometimes random is as good as optimal. That's why. Using history, now let's see another. We have lean on the past and use history. This is another type, and 2 type of historical information we have. So historical information, we have recency and frequency. The meaning is the most recently a page has been accessed, the more likely it will be accessed again. This is recency. And we have LRU, this is least recently used. And frequency, if a page has been accessed many times, it should not be replaced as it clearly has some value. This is called LFU, least frequently used. So more the page is used and the more it is valuable. That's what it says. So let's see, using history LRU, the least recently used page. Okay, the least recently used page. So the processor wants these processes 012, 013, 03121. So let's see, 0, it is a miss, and 1, it is a miss. 01 will be the current state. 2, it is a miss. 012. Then 0, it is a hit because it's already there. And 1, 1, it is a hit because we have here 201. Then 3, it is a miss. Okay, 3, so we are here, yeah, it is a miss. So here, which one is the least recently used? 102. So 2 will be replaced, and 013 will continue. And 0, it is a hit. 3, it is a hit. 1, it is a hit. Then 2 is a miss. Okay, 2 is a miss. So which one is the least recently used? 130. So 0 will be replaced, 312. 1 is a hit, 321. So as you can see, hit rate is hit. How many hits we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by this 54.54%. So the no locality workload, the no locality, each references is to a random page within the set of accessed page, and workload access 100 unique page over time. Okay, 100 unique page over time, and choosing the next page to refer to at a random. So the no locality workload, as you can see, we have optimal, least recently used, FIFO, and random. So when the cache is large enough to fit the entire workload, it also doesn't matter which policy you use, because if you have large enough cache, so all of them work in a good way. But as you can see here, the optimal is here, and LRU, FIFO, and random, they seem in the same location, So that is the idea. Again, the 80-20 workload, what it says is exhibits locality. Locality means 80% of the reference are made to 20% of the pages. Okay, 80% of the reference are made to 20% of the pages only. That means the remaining 20% of reference are made to the remaining 80% of pages. So it is a reciprocal. So the 80-20 workload, if you see here, the least recently used is more likely to hold onto the hot page. So as you can see, the optimal we have here, hit rate. The optimal is like standard. So least recently used, this is the least recently used, and FIFO and random are here. So hit rate and cache size. The more the cache size is big, it doesn't matter which one you use, because it will be the same for all of them. Then the looping sequential. Looping sequential, this refers to 50 pages in a sequence and starting at 0. Okay, so we have the cache size and we have hit rate. So what it does is starting at 0, then 1 up to page 49, a total of 50, and then we loop repeating those accesses for total of 10,000 accesses. Okay, to 50 unique pages, randomly 50 unique pages. And the looping sequential workload shows like this. This is the result, the cache size and the hit rate. So as usual, as you can see, this is the optimal, and LRU is here, FIFO and random are here. So this was the experiment. Implementing historical algorithms to keep track of which page has been least and recently used, the system has to do some accounting work on every memory reference, because as we have seen, we have to, for the two type of the least recently used and the least frequently used, it should be some kind of accounting, and add a little bit, okay, of hardware support. So approximating LRU requires some hardware support in the form of a use bit. What it does is, whenever a page is referenced, the use bit is set by hardware to 1. Once it is referenced, the page bit, okay, the use bit is set by the hardware to 1. Hardware never clears the bit, so that is the responsibility of the operating system. Now let's see the clock algorithm. This is another type of algorithm. All pages of the system arranges in the circular list. Then a clock hand points to some particular page to begin with. So here is the clock algorithm. All the pages are put in the circular manner. Then a clock hand points to some particular page to begin with. So let's say B is a page. This clock algorithm starts. Now the algorithm continues until it finds the use bit that is set to 0. So what it does is, it will continue rotating clockwise then until it finds a use bit which is 0. As you can see here, the use bit is 0, meaning evicted the page. If it is 0, then we have to evict the page and we have to swap with another required page. If it is 1, clear use bit and advance AND. So what it does is, if it is 1, then it will continue here. If it is 1, it will continue here, like this. If it is 0, then automatically it will evict and use it. When a page fault occurs, the page the hand is pointing to is inspected. When the page fault occurs, that means the page is not in the primary memory. The action taken depend upon the use bit. If the use bit is 0, then it will be evicted. If the use bit is 1, then it will advance to another page to check whether which one should be evicted. Workload with clock algorithm again. Clock algorithm doesn't do as well as perfect LRU, and it does better than approach that doesn't consider history at all. So as you can see from here, the clock algorithm doesn't do as well as perfect as the least recently used, but it does better some. So as you can see, the 80-20 workload optimal is here, the hit rate with cache size, and LRU, then clock, then FIFO, then random. Considering dirty pages, the hardware includes a modified bit, we call it dirty bit. Page has been modified and is thus dirty. It must be written back to the disk to evict it. So once it is modified, we call it is a dirty page, and it must be written back to the disk. Once it is the written process is completed, then it should go back to the disk and it should be there. Page has not been modified, the eviction is free. So page selection policy, the operating system has to decide when to bring a page into the memory. This is obvious. Then presents the operating system with some different options. Now let's see prefetching. What is the meaning of prefetching? The operating system guesses that a page is about to be used and thus bring it in ahead of time. Before the processor, the CPU, requests the page from the main memory, the operating system will check and it will guess that when, for example, here the physical memory requests only page 1, but the operating system, it will swap page 1 and page 2 from secondary storage, and it will put, because in the near future it will be required. So page 2 likely soon be accessed and thus should be brought into memory. This is the term called prefetching. Clustering and grouping, this is another term which you should know. Collect a number of pending writes together in a memory and write them to disk in one write. So instead of making one, so perform a single large write more efficiently than many small ones. So as you can see here, pending write 1, 2, 3, 4. So instead of sending 1, 2, 3, 4, just write all these 1, 2, 3, 4 pages at writing one write into the secondary disk, because they are modified and they are dirty pages. Then trashing is another term. Memory is over subscribed and the memory demands of the set of running processes exceeds the available physical memory. Of course, the operating system, for example, if as you know, the RAM is 8 GB only, but if we need the operating system requires, the processor needs 12 GB, of course the operating system will give it. Okay, as you can see, degree of multi-programming and CPU utilization. So this is trashing, means it is over subscribing, and the memory demand of the set of running process exceeds the available physical memory. So what it does is decide not to run a subset of a process and reduces set of processes working set fit in the memory. So reduced set of processes, some of the processes should be swapped out of the main memory, otherwise it will be over subscribed. That is the term. This is trashing, because the capacity is 8 GB but the running process exceeds the available physical memory. Okay guys, I hope this video was helpful and it will give you a very good idea what chapter 22 was. So trashing, clustering, grouping, prefetching, page selection policies, considering dirty page. What is dirty page? Now you know. Workload with clock algorithm, comparisons and clock algorithms, and approximating LRU, and implementing historical algorithms. And we see the looping sequential, the efficiency, the 80-20 workload rules, and the no locality workload. We see LRU, we see using history, what is LRU, LFU, and random performance. What is random performance? We have seen with 10,000 trials, the random performance is good as optimal, okay? Because we get 6 number of hits. And another simple policy, we have seen the random policy, and what is bloodless anomaly, and what is tracing the FIFO policy, and we say simple policy FIFO, and we see the optimal policies, and the optimal policy and cache management. This is a formula. You can find average memory access time, and again we see what is policies and the swapping policies. In a nutshell, that was chapter 12 of Remzi and Andrea book, chapter 12. I hope it was helpful, and I really encourage you to go and read the book. And next time we will meet chapter in the next chapter. Now for this, thank you so much for your time. This is Engineer Selassie from LRU Academy in Play to Stars. Bye bye.